Hi, it's Larry Gaines, Power Cycle Trading. Well, in this video I'm calling it like all hands on deck. There are a lot of danger signs in the marketplace right now, and one of the main things that's really having a major correlation and influencing this market quite a bit is the movement on bonds. So there's a big push to the upside. There's been a big trend push to the upside on the U.S. Treasury bonds, the 30-year and the 10-year. And they're really creating kind of a potential breakdown in the equities. So we're getting rotation from equities, and a lot of that flow is starting to go into the bonds. So let's take a look at this just to show you what I'm talking about. First off, here's the Dow futures. So you can see here today, this is the daily time frame. We're in a major compression squeeze, which you can see by my indicators, and you can see the market's turned down. So if you look at that, that's on the daily, and you can see how it's come off on the hourly here. Really hard sell off into the close. Now it's the same for the S&P futures. You can see we're also in a daily squeeze. Big sell off today, also into the close. So sold off into the close. Here's the NASDAQ 100 futures. You can see this is a major resistance point up here. This is off a weekly time frame. This is a daily chart. These are weekly highs. If you go to a weekly chart, you can see what I'm talking about here. See these weekly highs right here? Just could not get through this level right there. That's also the 618 retracement. So difficulties there for the NASDAQ 100. And then it also came off today and sold off into the close. Had a little bit of a rebound, more so than the S&P and the Dow, but still a big sell down. And a lot of this I'll show you in a minute is based on bonds. Now here's the transport index. So yesterday it made a nice new high back into the weekly highs here, but then today pretty much gave back everything that it took in yesterday, and it also sold off all the way into the close. It had a little bit of a bounce back, but sold down most of the day. So now let's look at the Russell, and then we'll get into the bonds. Now you can see the Russell is in a major downtrend here. It just cannot get back above the 21 period moving average, and it had another really hard down day today. Lots of volume on the daily, and a lot of a big move sell off all the way into the close here. You can see from the hourly time frame. So very a very weak market in general over all the indexes. The indexes started off okay, but then bonds started moving higher, and it created everything else to become weaker and weaker going into the close. So here's a look. This is the 10-year Treasury note. This is on an hourly time frame, and then here's the S&P 500 futures on an hourly. So you can see from the start of the day here, bonds made a good push back to the upside, back into the prior day's high, touching it here. And as that correlated asset pushes up, look what happens. We had a major breakdown on the S&P futures. Same goes for if you put up the Dow, the same thing. You'll see the Dow come off as well. So you can see the 10-year Treasury note on the left, and the Dow futures got hit hard on that chart to the right. Pull up the NASDAQ 100. You see the same thing there on the NASDAQ 100. And here's the Russell 2000. Same thing. So the 10 years up, the other indexes are down. So it's all hands on deck. Watch bonds, keep an eye on bonds. If they start breaking higher, you're going to see a major breakdown start to happen on the major U.S. indexes. Hope this helps. Talk to you on the next update. Now one last thing. I'm going to be doing a free webinar next Wednesday, May 28th at 8 p.m. It's going to be important market updates live with Larry. So it's going to be a very interactive live event. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover market dynamics and what they're telling us. I mean, there's a lot going on in these markets, and sometimes it can be confusing. So I want to go through the various correlated assets and how you can look at those and see what they're providing as far as direction and signs to the market. So then those danger signs and how to recognize them, which charts to use to get the most accurate market direction, how to know when to go long or short, and why sell in May makes sense. So we're going to cover this a lot more. So I hope you'll sign up. You can get your registration link on this email. See you there.